Today we're going to talk about the top bidet seats of 2024. We have the Swash1400, the Cascade 3000, the Thinline T44. We also have the Eco Nova, the S7A, and the Ultra Nova. You might have noticed there's a few popular brands that are not in this lineup, such as the BioBidet BB2000, BioBidet BB1000, the Kohler C3230, and the American Standard Advanced Clean 3.0. While these are all great products, we felt like there were certain things keeping them from making the top list. We'll talk more about that in a bit. My name is Daniel Johnson. I'm the owner and founder of ManyBidets.com, where you can get expert advice on all things bidets. Now you might be looking at the length of this video and thinking, you know what? I don't have time for all of this. Good news, we're gonna go over which seat might be right for you in certain scenarios. And then if you wanna continue watching and learn all of the details, go for it. Let's go ahead and start with the Swash1400. If you're looking for a seat that offers a really soft wash and offers a lot of width options from narrow to wide, the Swash1400 is a great fit. The remote on that unit is also quite intuitive, so if you're looking for something not overly complicated, the Swash1400 is a great option. The Cascade 3000 offers a bit more comfortable seat than the Swash1400 and offers a very large, easy to understand remote with large buttons, colored buttons, large font, very easy to operate. In fact, we know people who have used feet and elbows to operate those remotes when needed. The Cascade 3000 also has a better pressure range than what you're gonna see with the Swash1400. The T44 offers a really good high-end pressure and offers a decent range, so if you're looking for something that's gonna give you a bit more power, the T44 is a great option. It also offers a radio frequency remote, so you're not gonna get any issues with signal loss due to the fact that you have a small bathroom or darkly colored walls. The Eco Nova is gonna offer the most for your money, in our opinion, and it comes with a radio frequency remote, a really heavy-duty sittable lid, the lowest return rate and warranty rate of any seat that we've ever sold, as well as offering a good pressure range and multiple forms of sterilization. Looking at the S7A, we're looking at the best nozzle reach of any seat in the market, as well as the best pressure range from low to high of any of the seats that we've sold, as well as one that's going to wow your guests. The S7A is a great option. If you're looking for something that's going to be hands down the most comfortable for the majority of individuals, as well as an auto opening lid that can be sat on when it's closed, a radio frequency remote, an enema wash, and a good high pressure wash, the Ultra Nova is a great option for you. Now that you have a good feel for these seats, let's get into more details and keep an ear open for the Ultra Nova giveaway that we're going to announce later in this video. So now on to our honorable mentions. The BioBidet BB2000, the BioBidet BB1000, the Kohler C3230, the American Standard Advanced Clean 3.0. These are all seats that we've tested in detail, but none of them made the cut for this video. Where are the BioBidet seats? In the past, we've always had a BioBidet seat in this video. The BB2000, the BB1000, or both. Why are they not in this video? You'll notice our competitors have them. The reason is not because of the seat themselves. The seats are quality seats and they have a great feature set. At a reasonable price, I might add. However, we have had consistent issues with their customer service team helping our customers when problems arise. And we've had issues where when we ask BioBidet to ship a product, they often ship the wrong thing. Because of that, they've not made the cut. So if you love BioBidet, guess what? They're still great products, but they only get honorable mentions in this video because of their customer service and their shipping issues. We did not feel like they deserved a place in our top list. The Kohler C3230 is another seat that we considered putting on our top list. The way that the seat slopes just felt uncomfortable, and while the seat felt very cool, it felt like it got lost in the coolness factor. The remote for that seat has a touch screen. When you sit down on the seat itself, the remote lights up. Very cool. But then the remote itself felt like it was having some issues with communicating with the seat. It felt confusing, and so we didn't feel like it deserved a spot on our top list. The fourth seat that almost got a spot in our top video was the American Standard Advanced Clean 3.0. Why didn't it make the cut? Well, the nozzles are not centered, which was a problem. The Swash1400 nozzles aren't centered either, but somehow they do a better job of making sure it hits the target. Along with that, it didn't feel very comfortable, and we felt like the seat felt cheap and very bulky. So for these reasons, it does get an honorable mention, but it did not make our top list. Let's go ahead and dive into the details. Before we do that, we are giving away 2 free seats. We'll share the details on how you can win those seats at some point in the video, so stay tuned for the entire video to learn how. Let's start with the basics. What are some common features that all of these seats have? They all have heated seats, they all have slow closed lids, they all have short cords around 4 feet long, they all have about a 30-minute installation period, and they all have unlimited warm water as well as wireless remotes. So let's talk about each of these seats and our general thoughts on those seats, as well as some of the variations that those seats offer. The Swash1400 is one of our most versatile seats, offering both a round and an elongated, as well as a white and off-white, they call it biscuit, color. As we said before, it does feel fairly cramped in comparison to other seats on the market, so if you're a smaller individual, you'll find it comfortable. If you're a larger individual, you might feel like it doesn't have enough space. At its widest setting, the Swash1400's wide wash offers a huge coverage area. However, it doesn't offer enough pressure at that widest setting to really clean, but it's great if you're trying to clean up a big mess and you want to wipe after. Another thing to note about the Swash1400 is it's made from ABS plastic. Not our favorite material to build a seat from because it cracks easily. The Sittable lid cracks a lot, but it does allow it to hit a lower price point, and it's still a great product. The Cascade 3000 does offer both round and elongated, but it only comes in white. So if you're looking for a biscuit or a beige, you'll want to look at either the Swash1400 or the TOTO line of products. The Cascade 3000 also comes with a very large, very easy to use remote, and has more sittable space than some of the others on this list, as well as offering a 4-year warranty. It's also made from polypropylene plastic, which means that you're going to get more flex and as such less breakage than you might get on something like the Swash1400. For the T44, we're looking at both round and elongated, and again, only the white. So the TOTO or the Brondell Swash 1400 if you want an off-white. You're also getting really good pressure with the T44 and a slimmer design than the EcoNova and the TOTO S7A, but not quite as sleek as the Ultranova. The T44 also comes with a 3-year limited warranty, just like the Swash 1400. So you're gonna get 100% in the first year, 75% coverage in the second, and 50% coverage in the third. The EcoNova only comes in elongated white. So if you're looking for a round option, you'll want to choose one of these first 3. If you're looking for an off-white option, you'll want to choose one of these, either the Brondell or the TOTO. It's got a great slim profile, and it offers multiple forms of sterilization: a UV light, which sterilizes the nozzle, silver nano sterilization, as well as a stainless steel nozzle, which helps to resist bacteria buildup. Also, it has the least warranty claims of any seat we've ever sold. If you're looking for a workhorse that will last a long time, the EcoNova is a great option. It also comes with a 4-year warranty, so you're covered even if something does go wrong. In our opinion, the EcoNova is going to give you the most for your money. The TOTO S7A offers an elongated form factor with a white and a beige option. So if you're looking for round, choose one of the options up here in front, or take a look at TOTO's S350E. It also offers a Washlet Plus version, which allows it to be paired with toilets that are also Washlet Plus, and then enables auto flushing. The Washlet Plus systems also allow the cord and the hose to be hidden so that it's a sleek, seamless design. We have a video in the video description on how to pick out the perfect Washlet Plus unit. So if you're curious about that, check out the video description and watch that video next. While the Ultranova offers auto opening lid, The TOTO S7A is the only seat in our lineup that offers auto opening lid and seat. This means that when you walk up to the toilet, the lid auto opens, and at the press of a button, the seat will also auto open if you're a guy and you're looking to do number one. The TOTO S7A also offers pre-mist, which sprays the bowl down before and after each use, so that debris sticks less to the toilet bowl while you're having a bowel movement. It's important to note that the TOTO S7A does only come with a 1-year warranty, making it the shortest warranty of any seat that we have in front of us today. The Ultra Nova only comes in elongated, so if you're looking for round, you know your options. If you're looking for an off-white, you're looking at one of these two. It is the slimmest seat on the market. That, coupled with the fact that it does not have a lip, makes it feel the most like a traditional toilet seat. And the slimness makes it a very comfortable seat to sit on, regardless of your size. It offers auto opening lid, but does not offer auto opening seat like the S7A. The Ultra Nova also offers a Ultra Plus version, which adds auto flushing if you have a top flushing toilet. So the toilets with the flush buttons on the top, if you have one of those, you can upgrade from the Ultra Nova to the Ultra Nova Plus and get auto flushing. The Ultra Nova also comes with a 3-year full warranty, putting it ahead of the TOTO, T44, and Swash1400. Let's talk about wash pressure. The Swash1400's low end is very, very, very soft, where their top end comes in about mid-range. The Cascade's wash pressure is better, a pretty decent high end, but the low end doesn't reach the softness of the Swash1400. The T44, we're looking at a good high end pressure, but the low end is about mid-range. Looking at the Eco Nova, we're looking at low to medium range on the bottom end and medium to high range on the top end. With the TOTO S7A, you're looking at by far the best range. Really good low end pressure, but also a great high end pressure, coming in at medium high to high. The Ultra Nova ranges from medium low to high, along with the Enema Wash. It's important to note that both the TOTO and the Swash1400, which have the softest settings in this category, also have wide washes, which helps them to achieve that. Next, let's talk about nozzles. Before we jump into these seats, it's important to note that some people worry that if they don't have dual nozzles, they only get one wash. That is not the case, and we'll talk more about that in this section. The Swash1400 offers dual nozzles. This means that you have one nozzle for the front and one nozzle for the rear. The nozzles are both off-center slightly because they sit side by side, but they do a good job of still hitting the target. Both of these nozzles are stainless steel nozzles, and the seat has decent range as far as the reach of those nozzles, in part due to the fact that the seat itself is somewhat small, so you have to sit a little bit further back in the first place. The Cascade 3000 has a 2-in-1 nozzle, so one nozzle, but there are two spouts on it, one for front wash, one for rear wash. It also offers a stainless steel nozzle, and it has slightly better than average reach. The Thinline T44 offers a 3-in-1 nozzle, front, rear, and turbo or strong wash. This is also a stainless steel nozzle, and it offers a pretty standard reach. The Eco Nova offers a 2-in-1 nozzle as well, so one nozzle with two spouts, front and rear. It's a stainless steel nozzle, and it also offers a standard reach. The TOTO S7A offers a 3-in-1 nozzle, a rear, a front, and a wide front wash. This is how it gets the really, really soft wide wash that was talked about earlier. This is a plastic nozzle, which is specially treated to be as hygienic or more than stainless steel, and it offers a telescoping nozzle, so it's got the furthest reach of any of the seats in our lineup today. The Ultra Nova also offers a 3-in-1 nozzle. You've got your front wash, your rear wash, and your Enema Wash spouts built into the nozzle. It's also a specially treated plastic, which is designed to be as hygienic or more than the stainless steel, and it's got a better than average reach, but it doesn't match the reach that the TOTO offers. Let's talk sterilization. As we've just talked about, all of these seats either come with stainless steel nozzles or plastic that's treated to offer at least as sterile of an experience as the stainless steel. On top of that, the Swash1400, the Cascade 3000, The Eco Nova and the Ultra Nova all offer silver nano sterilization. The Ultra Nova takes it a step further and also offers UV sterilization, which sterilizes the nozzle with a UV light. The TOTO S7A also adds an additional level of sterilization using e-water, where they apply a small electrical charge to the water before washing the nozzle before and after each use. Let's talk about comfort. As you can see on the Swash1400 seat, it's a little bit small and cramped, so while it might be okay for individuals who are 125 pounds or less, as you get larger it's going to become more and more uncomfortable. Next on the size scale is probably going to be the TOTO S7A. While it's larger than the 1400, it still feels a little bit cramped, and if you're a larger individual, it's probably not going to be very comfortable. The Cascade, the T44, and the Eco Nova all have a reasonable sittable space and are going to be more comfortable than the first two we mentioned. The Ultra Nova is going to have the largest sittable space, in part due to how sleek it is in the back and its D-shaped design. This D-shaped design gives it a lot of sittable space and makes it a really comfortable seat regardless of your size. A sittable lid is a lid that you can sit on when you're in your bathroom. This might come in handy to clip your toenails, paint your toenails, dry your feet, a variety of different reasons, especially if you have a small bathroom. While normal toilet seats all are sittable lids, a lot of bidet seats don't. The good news is that most of the seats in this list have a sittable lid. The one exception, the TOTO S7A. The Swash1400 is an ABS plastic seat, and like I said earlier, there's a lot of breaking on that lid, to the point that we've seen issues with Brondell sometimes covering the sittable lid aspect of the seat, even though they're really good about their warranty in other areas. Talking about lids, the Ultra Nova offers auto-opening lid, and the TOTO offers auto-opening lid and seat. The Ultra Nova's lid can be turned off so that it is not auto-opening, and the TOTO offers the best range of functionality there, with it being able to change delays on auto-opening and auto-closing, as well as turning off the features altogether. Auto flush is one of those luxury features along with auto-opening that gives your bathroom experience that wow factor. If you're looking for auto flushing, you're going to want to look at either the TOTO S7A or the Ultra Nova. The TOTO S7A has a version called the S7A Washlet Plus that can be paired with a Washlet Plus toilet and offer auto flushing in that form factor. The Ultra Nova offers an Ultra Nova Plus version, which works with any top flush toilet. So if you have a toilet that uses the buttons on the top to flush, the Ultra Nova Plus will offer auto flushing with that. Before we go any further, as promised, let's talk free products. We're giving away 2 of the Ultra Nova seats to 2 lucky winners. All you need to do is comment on this video and share what feature you're most excited about and why, and voila, you've been entered to win. Should your name get drawn, we will reach out and we'll let you know that you've won a free seat. We're going to talk about remotes next. There are a lot of things that you need to know about bidet seat remotes, but a couple of things that we want to talk about before we dive into these seats. First is remotes that have buttons on something other than the face of the remote. While this gives more flexibility, it does mean that you can accidentally press buttons if you pick the remote up out of the wall mount. The other is the way that the remote controls the seat, either via infrared, which can have issues with dark walls or small bathrooms, or radio frequency, which won't have issues, but will need to be paired to your seat if it ever loses that pairing. Let's go ahead and start with the Swash1400. The Swash1400's remote feels a little on the cheap side, but the remote itself is very well laid out, and it's pretty easy to understand. It's one of the more intuitive remotes out of all of the remotes we're going to be talking about today. It only has buttons on the front of the remote, which again I like because you're not accidentally pressing buttons as you pick this up out of the wall mount, and the remote operates via infrared. Next up on our list, the Cascade 3000 remote. The most intuitive remote in the lineup. Also, it feels a little bit cheaper just because of the plastic, but this is one remote that we really recommend just leaving on the wall because it's really designed to be a panel. This also only has buttons on the front, and it also operates via infrared. The T44 remote, it feels slightly higher quality in my opinion than the last two we talked about, but it is still a light plastic that we're dealing with. It's not quite as intuitive as the last two either, and it has buttons on the side and at a diagonal up on the top. So in my opinion, the top, that's fine. The side here, I could see me picking up this remote to use it in hand and accidentally pressing these when there's room on the front of the remote to add the buttons to the front instead of the side. Not a huge fan of that, but overall, not a terrible design. One thing I do like about this remote is it offers radio frequency. Moving on to our top three, let's talk about the EcoNova remote. We're looking at a stainless steel remote that feels high quality and feels good in your hand. It does offer a rose gold finish, so some might find that that doesn't fit well with their bathroom decor, but the remote is fairly intuitive and it communicates with the seat via radio frequency. One other thing to mention about this particular remote, the wall mount does hold it a little ways away from the wall, which some people find a little bit awkward. Let's talk about TOTO S7A. While I love a lot of things about the TOTO S7A, the remote unfortunately is not one of those things. It felt lower quality than its predecessor, the TOTO S550E, and it's got buttons on the back which are hard to access, as well as button locations that don't have anything assigned to them. It almost feels like some elements of this remote were an afterthought. Overall, from a functionality standpoint, the remote is fine. It just feels low quality in my opinion. And the fact that you could pick up the remote and accidentally press a button like the power button that's right here if you're holding it on this side, right? I'm holding it here. I'm accidentally pressing the power button when I pick it up. I can turn the remote off, or the seat off, I should say, while I'm trying to operate it and wonder why things are not working as they should. So, don't love the fact that there are buttons on the back of the remote. However, the buttons on the back of the remote do allow us to do a lot of customization. This seat also uses the infrared signal. Let's move on to the UltraNova remote. This is probably my favorite remote out of the entire list. It is stainless steel and it feels super quality and looks super sleek in your bathroom. It does have buttons on the top, but if I'm to take this and hold it in hand, I'm not pressing any buttons while I'm doing that, and I can operate whatever I decide to operate. It's fairly intuitive. I would say not quite as intuitive as the Cascade or the Swash1400, but it's still easy to understand, and it uses a radio frequency signal. Both the TOTO and the Ultra offer guides that mount behind the wall mount so that you can see options as applicable. So you can say, okay, these are the different options at my disposal. You can see that the seat close and open and the lid close and open are here on the top as an example. And so you have some of that information without having to dig in further. Let's go and take a quick look at the UltraNova. So the UltraNova, again, does not utilize the back of the remote, and for that reason, has a few more top buttons, but you can see that those are clearly listed here as well. And again, both of these guides mount with the wall mount, so when it's sitting in the wall mount, it's easy to see what exactly you're dealing with. Presets are one of our most popular requests. Once customers get the seat in and find that they have to press both the wash and then the preset, they don't tend to be used quite as often, but they're still a nice feature to have. When looking at our list here, the EcoNova and the Cascade do not offer presets, but the rest do. So the Swash1400, the T44, the TOTO S7A, and the UltraNova all offer the preset option. So by this point in the video, you've probably got a good feel for what seat you want. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. What does the price look like? The Swash1400 offers their white option at $649 and their biscuit option at $699, but it can often be found on sale from others or ourselves at less. The Cascade 3000 goes for $899, but doesn't offer sales. The T44, like the Swash1400, does have sales from time to time and comes in at a price point of $699. The EcoNova, again, is the seat that we think is the most bang for your buck. It comes in at a price point of $699, and it is not one that we see going on sale. The TOTO S7A is one of our more pricey seats, coming in at a price point of $1,418.60 or $1,418.60 for the white version. The beige version comes in at a price point of $1,632.40 or $1,632.40. Compared to the others on this list, TOTO is going to be the one that's going to change the most. We see TOTO increasing their cost on these seats multiple times a year. So whenever you decide to purchase, the price may be higher than what we're stating in this video. The Ultra Nova comes in at a price point of $12.99 for the base model. For the Ultra Nova Plus, which adds auto flushing, you're going to see an increase to $13.49. It is important to note that if you see either the TOTO, the Nova, or the Cascade seats on sale, you are very, very likely looking at an unauthorized dealer. So Brondell seats, the Swash1400 or the T44, sales are common with authorized dealers. The other 4 seats in this top video, if you see them on sale, you are looking at an unauthorized dealer, which means one of 2 things. First of all, you're not going to get an authentic warranty. Second of all, you may or may not be getting an actual authentic product. So whenever you see sales for any of these seats in the top row or the Cascade, take that sale with a grain of salt. One of the biggest mistakes that we find customers making when they purchase from us is looking at the feature list and saying what has the most features without considering what specifically they need. For that reason, all of these seats are great seats, and one of these seats might be the best seat for you, even if it's not the Ultra Nova, i.e. what we deem to be number 1. So let's take a moment and recap why you might want to purchase each of these seats, depending on what your specific need is. The Swash1400 is a great seat if you're looking for a relatively intuitive remote, and you're looking for a seat that offers an incredibly sensitive, gentle wash, as well as multiple widths for that wash in case you need to cover a large area. The Cascade, on the other hand, is going to offer a better pressure range. It's also a great option if you're looking for the absolute most intuitive remote out there with colored buttons, large, easy to read font. This is a great option. The Cascade's remote is large enough, we see people operating with elbows and feet, etc., depending on if that's a necessity. The T44 is a great option if you're looking for something on the slimmer side, you're looking for something with more power, but you don't need an incredible range, and you don't need an enema wash. The Eco Nova, if you're looking for a workhorse that's gonna get the job done day in and day out, a great warranty, lots of forms of sterilization, and a remote that never quits, the Eco Nova is a great option for you. The TOTO S7A is a great option if you're looking for a scenario where you have great nozzle reach, great pressure range, and a lot of customization, not to mention the wow factor of auto opening lid and seat, and auto flushing if you pair it with the Washlet Plus toilet. The Ultra Nova is a great option for you if you're looking for the absolute sleekest design in the entire market, the rimless design, which makes it feel like a traditional toilet seat, the remote that offers radio frequency, the most large sittable space of any of the seats on the market, making it the most comfortable for most customers, as well as offering the wow factor of the auto opening lid, which can be sat on if auto opening is turned off. So we've given you as many details as we can think of in this video. However, when you're talking about 6 seats and limited time, there's always things that are going to be missed. So at this point in the video, you're probably like, how did I spend so much time listening to some random dude talk about things that wash your butt? Well, good news, your effort is going to be rewarded. If you purchase from Mini Bidets, we offer lifetime support. So at any point in the future, if you have issues and you've purchased from us, we're here to help. We're also here to help if you still don't know what unit you want. So if you've watched this and you're like, well, I like the feature that the Eco Nova has, but I also like the features that the T44 has. Well, guess what? We can listen to you, we can talk through the different options that you have at your disposal, and we can help you find the perfect seat for you. If you have questions, Reach out to us on Mini Bidets, leave a comment so that we can address that question for you and others that watch the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic rest of your day.
MiniBidets.com, where we sell mini bidets, not mini bidets.